Hey, this is Donnie Smith back with another DIY auto body and paint Q&A. And today we're going to talk about how to get that glass smooth paint job. First, I'd like to mention our sponsor, collisionblast.com. At collisionblast.com, you have all the training resources, videos. If you're interested in this as a career, there's information for that, information for, if you're a student, just all types of collision repair and auto body information. If you're DIY, if you're looking for a job, all you have to do is go to collisionblast.com and you'll find a form. If you haven't filled that out, just your first name, email address, and that's it. And it's absolutely free, and you'll get information sent straight to your inbox. Okay, now back to the glassy paint job. I had Edgar from Brazil send me on YouTube. He wanted to know, how do you get that glassy paint job? And Edgar, I know exactly how you feel and what you're talking about. I know I go to these car shows and see these beautiful cars, flawless, no dirt, no runs, no orange peels, and they look perfect. How do they get it like that? Well, first thing I want to mention is, way back when you're prepping the car. Let's start right there, because that's probably the most important steps you can take, is to properly prep the car. You need to spend most of your time concentrating on that. In fact, most people rush through those steps, through the sanding and the cleaning, masking, all those things that think may not be that important, which those contribute to most of the quality paint job that we're talking about. So be sure and clean really good. When you're washing it and cleaning it, wheel wells, cracks, crevices, make sure all the dirt's out of those areas. Because once it's in the paint booth, air gun pressure hits it, it may blow it out of there, end up on the paint. And that'll look like a little, dot of sand that's in your paint and make it, look less high quality. So anyway, clean really good. Don't rush through those steps. You have it in the paint booth, clean all your equipment real good, your hose, even tack that off with the tack cloth, tack the car off. Make sure you're clean, because a lot of the dirt comes off of the painters. Wear a paint suit, keep your hair from falling into the paint, and things like that. All that's going to contribute to a clean paint job. Now, to get that glass smooth finish, we're still not going to have that. Whenever you spray paint clear on a car, it's going to create a texture, and it's called orange peel. That's just a lightly bumpy texture, kind of like the peel of an orange. And you're going to get that even from the factory. They're going to have some orange peel. I've seen some really heavy orange peel from the factory. But if you got a nice clean job, it'll make making this glass smooth finish much easier. Some of the other problems that you may have, of course, are orange peel. You're going to have dirt. The less dirt, the better. And if you clean it real good, that'll eliminate a lot of that. Of course, there's runs. There's dry spray, where maybe it's holding too far back and kind of got a little dry looking. But all these can be fixed, is the good news, and that's with buffing. You have to sand out all those defects. Sand out your runs, sand out the dirt till it's smooth and level, sand out any kind of defects that you have, and then you got to polish it to bring that gloss back. Now, whenever you sand that surface completely smooth, then you bring the gloss back. That's what's going to make that glass look, because you got such a flat, level surface. It's kind of like rocks. If you think about rocks, I'm sure you've seen those polished rocks. Some of those rocks are really pretty. But, they just start out just kind of average looking rocks. But as they polish those, turn them through the, they smooth up all the rough edges, and then they start polishing them, they just look a lot different. And a car's the same way. By sanding, we're just smoothing up all those rough edges and making it completely smooth surface, like you would on a rock. And then you come back and put that gloss on there, you buff the gloss back to it, and look absolutely perfect, like we see in the car shows. Now, it does take a lot of work. This is not no quick method, but if you're looking for that glassy, show quality car, it's going to take sanding and buffing. Now, I'm not going to go through all those steps in this video, just want to kind of mention that. But what I am going to do is, down below in the description, I do have two videos. One's for sanding and one's for buffing. This is a 3M method, and those are good products. 3M makes good products for buffing, and Meguiar's makes good products, if you want to take these extra steps. And they work real well, and I demonstrate those. I'll put the links down here in the description, You can check those out if you want to. But I hope this helped answer your question, and if not, be sure and comment back. And if you're someone out there that has some additional information, let us know about it. You may mention something that I didn't think about or something that will help Edgar. So anyway, that wraps up this one, and be sure and go to collisionblast.com and subscribe today. Talk to you soon.